Hello everyone,
Hello.
Konde here, and today at Honey I'm Home podcast we have Luca van der Hoon, who is the emerging TikTok star and also the friend of mine and the colleague of mine and almost a brother of mine, but not from the same mother, not from the same. Okay, he's just a friend. Anyhow, we are today would like to discuss the whole history of TikTok because Luca is one of the biggest experts in the field, at least of which whom I know personally, and I know only one expert who is Luca. So today we're just gonna discuss some of the TikTok trends and how it's gonna look and how Luca can make you a star.
Yeah. I first wanted to thank Vova Shkonda and congratulate him for getting me on this podcast.
I know it was hard.
Yeah. And it's a power play to to get your 2 week TikTok expert on the platform, because that's the time that I've been spending on investigating this platform.
That's pretty much.
And let's talk about what all these kids are after these days.
Sure. So, what's up with the TikTok, Luca? Why did you even start to do this?
I started because, for me and you, so we work in the music industry, and the platform definitely has been making a big impact on how certain artists perform within the music industry, or even rise out of nothing into superstars. So that's where I thought that I wanted to know more, and how I can put this into play with what we are doing within the music industry.
Okay, but so you also started an account there, right, yourself?
I did start an account, mainly for the purpose of just forcing myself to learn even more about the platform. Like whenever I'm working with something or even someone, I just prefer to have as much context as possible, which I think allows me to get the most out of the time I'm spending on it later on. So
Okay.
that's why, just to get even more familiar with the platform, like even knowing how all these influencers and other people on the platform, like how does the editing work, like what can you achieve within the platform, and then with that, like how does certain content that I put out myself perform, and like how's that measured, and what's performing at all and what's not.
So what do you like about the platform? Isn't it like a crooked version of the wine that's already died at some point over time already? Why is it emergent?
Well, to be fair, I don't really know too much about Vine.
Okay.
I think that was going around. I think that was going around the time that I was 12, and I was just not on Vine. I have no idea like how the exact platform works, but I just know it's like, I think 6-second platform where you can make like little sketches, and I do think there's some familiarity in that, like the concepts of most videos, except that a big chunk of content on this platform is also based around dancing.
On TikTok, yeah.
In quotation marks, because I'm not really sure whether it's dancing. It's like moving your arms around, which is fine. Like everyone, which is just another form of expressing your art. But
yeah, it's like awkward dancing.
And doesn't say that it's easy though, because I definitely don't think anyone could do that. You still definitely have to get that feel.
Yeah, right.
Like you have to dance, but it's definitely different from a Q-esque choreography for ballet or whatever.
Yeah, but also it's not only about dancing, like people trying to get creative with what they are doing on the platform, right?
Yeah. Like, if you mean like other content than the dances, yeah, for sure. There's not at all only dances. It's quite a variety of content.
Sure, but what do you consider in the future gonna be for the platform? Is it gonna continue on being so popular? Is it gonna die at some point over time, or is it just too early to say about it? Like, because for example, YouTube has been here for such a long time, and it seems like it's keep on now I think it's in another phase where more professional people from like television trying to go on the platform more and more.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely like too early, I think, for me to say. But like in the end, everything that appears in the world has an end at some point.
Yeah.
Except like the basic needs of life, which is like water and housing and food and love, probably. Like those kind of things never end. But apart from like products and like special consumer goods or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at some point those die out and fade away. But I don't think this is like a real short like bubble type of thing. I definitely think it's something to stick around for a while.
Yeah, but for example, musically, it used to be also like it was a platform that got acquired by TikTok at some point over time because TikTok was already too big, so it just bought it basically. Yeah. Why musically it wasn't as successful and it was mainly kids just lip syncing to some bullshit.
I don't know. I think maybe also just because of the awareness of the platform in general. I think it just like it takes time to develop, and I'm not sure. And like maybe TikTok, after it acquired Musical.ly and they merged, put more effort into promoting the platform and promoting it in different ways. That might be it. Like for example, I see TikTok ads on Snapchat all the time, which is super smart because it's totally the audience.
Okay.
And well, I think Musical.ly was doing the same thing, but what the platform does with when exporting a video, you get a watermark of the logo of the platform with your username. And they made it very easy to export the content on TikTok to other platforms instead of like limiting and keeping everything on the platform. But because they allowed it to be so easily spreadable, for example on Instagram where you see TikTok videos all the time, that happened, but in all the videos there's promotion for both TikTok and the creator. So like in the end they found a way to drive that traffic back to the platform and get new traffic to the platform, which I think it was a pretty cool move instead of just blocking everything out and keeping it on the platform.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, great.
Yeah.
So shall we dwell into the depth ocean of incredible amounts of incredible videos and the trading page of the TikTok to just check it out what people are up to?
Yeah, sounds good. And we'll probably share our very elaborative opinions.
Yes, of course. I mean, that's all about that, man. It's all about that. Okay. First, well, I personally have never really been to TikTok, and it's like my first time opening it on my computer for sure.
Totally boomer.
I am totally a boomer. I mean, I've never felt so much boomer as I feel now, even though I'm 42 years old. I've always thought myself to be quite young. So, guys, it's about time to finally watch the most watched video on the trending page, which is this cringe.
Kevin Hart with dogs and hashtag show me your walk. And Amigos track, which is always fabulous.
I mean, yes. Like, but you see, it's like already presented by Chase. Does it mean that it's like already a big bank is just trying to launch a trend on TikTok?
If it's Chase the bank.
Or like, what is Chase? What is Chase?
I'm not sure, but I think this is a sound. Can you...
yeah, but
okay, so
isn't it like
presented by Chase looks to be...
Yeah, no. Presented by Chase, and Chase is like the bank.
Right.
US,
okay.
Right, so
that's interesting. I don't know what their marketing objective is, but
yeah, because so we opened this track, and basically now can see what our people did with this shit, and it's like, okay.
Well, I really don't get the marketing objective here from looking at this, so it doesn't look like too good of a campaign.
Yeah, but also, why are they not crediting the actual artist? Because we all know this is quite a famous song by Migos, but they are like, they using this as a track. Well, like, isn't going to be a problem with the copyright stuff, and like, how's the licensing working?
Well, I think if you're doing stuff at this level, like Chase Bank level and Migos artist level,
yeah,
they probably just bought it out. Like, they just paid them for it, probably. Otherwise, they would not be able to do that.
Okay, but usually artists get their credits normally.
Usually, yes. Well, there's two types of sounds on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
One, like the sounds that are originally distributed through music distributors, so that also take it to Spotify and to Apple Music. They also upload it to TikTok. So this is like officially coming from the artist,
mm-hmm.
and the artist get actually paid over that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this other type of sounds where any creator can just upload a video with his own unique sound under it.
Yeah.
Because it's a sound that's in the video. And it will register it as a sound on TikTok, and anyone can use that sound
mm-hmm.
on its video, which also happens a lot with music. And so music kind of gets uploaded illegally, which creates unofficial versions of a song, which is kind of unfortunate for artists, but usually TikTok tries to fix it and like label those unofficial sounds as the official sounds.
Okay.
That's kind of how they credit the artists.
Okay, got it. Right, another great stuff. I didn't get it. Anyhow, I mean, cringe.
But you're currently looking up the general trending page, right? Because you're not logged in. It's Marshmallow. Marshmallow is also doing quite a good job on TikTok in terms of getting a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
In terms of content, like, this is not really what excites me, but
no, it's. I mean, what kind of content is that? It's like, is there a kind of a trend with this kind of music? It's just
this song has been going around.
So this, for example, like Sonido Original. So the whole idea is.
Yeah, I think just doing something crazy with the sound.
Okay.
It's kind of like, that's the only thing, just doing something weird. Doesn't seem like there's any like movement kind of trend.
No, I mean, look, it's like people just doing the same.
They're doing like, with their dogs. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So I see that's where that's where kind of like the general trend is going.
Oh my
like
God,
being crazy in front of your dog.
Yeah.
The hand movement.
Okay. Oh, these are Russians. Nice. Okay, anyhow, let's go back to the trending page. Let's see what else is popping.
The skies, I do like the skies. Oh, you should watch the one with the water. That one's... I mean, I think this is kind of funny. Like, you totally don't expect
No,
this.
that's funny. It's like, you know...
You're expecting some other generic, like, sky video with a chill sound. You should watch the water one.
This one?
Yeah. Like this also, I think it's
got in the water?
Have you ever seen what happens when you fill water in half? I mean, honestly, I'm surprised this isn't talked about more, okay? Are you ready? And nothing. You're stupid. Have you ever seen...
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah, there also have been a lot of videos also on Instagram where people cut water.
Oh my God.
But then it actually stopped. Addison Rae. I think the thing with Addison Rae is she can just do anything, and at this point it will get just views.
But how did she get into this point?
I'm not sure. That was like before that I started going into it.
Like,
and obviously, like, I'm not trying to say that this is like, even though currently she can just stand in front of a camera and just make one smile and it will probably get a few million views.
Yeah.
Like, that's great, and she, I mean, like she obviously worked for it to get it to this point. So I'm not trying to say that it's easy.
Damn, but she's getting like 10 million views.
But I wouldn't say it's very respectable content.
I mean, but like, she's just dancing, right? No.
I think what she's literally doing is just putting like she's finding a sound and she's like, okay, let's make whatever video, and then puts it up.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense now that she's doing it now, and it's kind of builds up her popularity further because she's already like capitalizing on that she is already popular.
Yeah. I mean, all good. Like good for her. Like, I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, what was the breaking point? I just wondered. Like,
oh, you're gonna have to go back. So
she's real, like just doing.
She's posting like 3
oh
to
my
5
god,
videos a day.
this
James
guy,
Charles.
yeah, James Charles, exactly.
But yeah, she's like one of the I'd say in the like top.
She's like top tier.
Top 7
TikTok.
influencers probably.
Top 7, Jesus Christ. Okay, I mean, yeah, she has the looks, she has the moves.
She's probably
what
number
makes
3
sense.
or 4.
Okay, and that's her mom.
That's her mom. Also seems to be popping on
Oh,
TikTok.
she has a separate account.
She has an account. Probably.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Actually, I'm actually curious. So that's her account.
Oh, and Yeard the Savage track. I think that one. I think Beyonce jumped on it this Friday. Like Beyonce made a version of that song.
On the TikTok.
No, like officially, like she officially distributed it, like on Spotify.
The Savage song?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hey y'all, got another game from Amazon. Let's make ads and slide some money videos.
Ooh.
So now pick a card. Alright, pick a card.
Mom sliding in DMs nowadays.
That's like so weird when you're playing with your daughter, like sliding into DMs game.
Kind of, but you know, and we think weird is cool, so.
But I mean, would you play it with your kids? I mean, actually, like,
no,
okay,
I might, yeah.
Lol, your something is so sexy, and like, I have no idea, but I don't know. I just wouldn't feel really comfortable playing it with my kids.
I would probably. I think that's pretty funny.
I mean, yeah.
Just because.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, that's congrats to like having this level of. But would you play it with your parents? Would your parents play it with you?
My parents would not play it with me,
Okay.
but I probably would play it with my kids.
Okay, got it.
But TikTok's probably not going to be around the time that happens.
No, for sure. But I mean, I think because you know, it's like the whole point is kind of loses to me, like when the whole family becoming this kind of a celebrity-ish kind of star.
Yeah,
So,
which I think is pretty cool though. The same thing happened with Charli D'Amelio. Like, she first, you know her?
no.
I think she's the number 1 person on TikTok.
Okay.
Like she first started, I think she's at 50 million now followers.
50 million.
50, I think 50.
Oh my god, what is this?
But then her sister started too, and then her dad and her mom too.
Ik maak af met jou.
Je wil alsjeblieft niet blijven.
Oké, als je goed antwoordt op mijn vraag geeft, dan blijf ik. Mac, telefoon heb ik.
Samsung.
You don't even need to know Dutch to understand that it was totally not funny joke.
Yeah, like this, I don't know, like I think that like the kind of content that I dig on this platform is like where people do something creative visually
Yeah.
or just something very sarcastic.
Like for
That's
example,
what,
this with potato. That should be something really cool.
like I think,
Oh my
I mean,
That was lame. Anyhow, so what would you show as an example as a great TikTok video that you would personally enjoy watching?
I like what 3 Dot Corey is doing with the transition videos. Like I think those, like it's Corey and Mika. Yeah, I don't think you can. You cannot search on the desktop.
I cannot search? Oh my god, okay.
But that's pretty cool. Like they came up with. I think they like founded that idea. They came up with an original idea for content, and it's really cool and it's creative and it's not like. Yeah, like I dig that.
Okay. What are the videos that you're making?
I'm generally trying to, well, the idea that I like, what it usually ends up with is like doing something sarcastic, and I mean, I think I have 6 to 9 videos now, so that's like nothing, but probably just either making fun of a trend or making fun of something else.
Yeah, but
Just sarcastic.
so mainly TikTok is it only all about trends, or they're like basically, so there are some people who are just making their own kind of style content, who's like editing the guys that you mentioned,
Yeah.
right?
Which then starts to be a trend.
Okay, and then there are people who are just following the trend, and that's how they also get more views because it's just the trend. That's why other people will also watch it anyway.
Yeah, so like the whole platform is based around trends, like just copying each other.
Yeah.
Which is also why, like, that makes it very approachable for people to just make content, because you're not being judged of being a copycat, which basically, because everyone does that, and that's what drives the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, so the trends are based around like either a dance or a movement or a joke or a specific sound. Like there can be one sound with a lot of different videos, but just the sound is trending. Or in this case, like a video concept in general, like these transitions, and maybe you can edit one in the video afterwards. I can link you to this guy.
There's so much wonder where all the cool transition videos are on the trending page. Like why there is only like, what is this here? 40 millions. There are 2 older people dancing.
Yeah, so the thing that they're doing with their feet, that was a trend, kind of.
That was a
apparently
trend,
still
yeah.
kind of is, because they're in there, but that's been something that's been going around on the platform. And I think like Charlie D'Amelio did it on one of these US late night shows with the guy Jimmy Fallon. She did that dance with him.
Charlie D'Amelio.
So Charlie is 15 years old, or no, I think 16 right now.
That changes everything.
And she's on the late night show because she makes TikTok videos, which I don't mean in a negative way, which is actually impressive.
But I mean, if
which
she
is super
made
impressive.
She made it
to the late night show with Jimmy Fallon, and like that's like how powerful this platform is, which I think is also just very inspirational. Just like there's a lot of things that I'm not really a fan of on the platform.
Okay.
But I don't hate it. Like, and I also love it in some ways. I think it's super inspiring. And I'm just
like the way of the social lift you can get just because of being trendy at some point also.
Yeah, I mean, you can like, if you have a like good, and whatever good means in this case, but like a good piece of content that apparently people on this platform like, you can have your first video uploaded and get like 5 million views because of the way the algorithm works.
Okay.
Like,
so basically the algorithm, it doesn't matter how popular you are already, it can pick itself. Like how does it work even?
Well, like if you're popular, that definitely helps. But it's not a requirement for you to be popular to get your content like go skyrocket. So I think that like I'm also still trying to understand this, but how I understood that it works is that whenever you upload a video, the algorithm kind of scans like the first engagement within an hour at least.
Yeah.
And if it thinks that is like kind of appropriate, it will push it to people's For You pages, which is like a page where you land on when you open the app. And you get all kinds of content of people that you're not necessarily following suggested to you based on what you've been liking and engaging with before. So then it pushes your content to that page to like a specific amount, like a certain amount of people, let's say like between 200 and 500, to see how many of those out of that amount of people actually like the video and like watch it. I think that's the biggest measure point. Like watch it until the end, and just watch time in general, and repetition on that. And then they obviously measure likes and comments and shares. And then based on that, they're like, okay, well, apparently this ratio of people likes it, should be good. Let's push it to some more.
Yeah.
And then that's like phase 2, and then phase 3 happens again to even more people. And then at some point before it like completely goes viral, probably some like TikTok curator will check it to see whether it's appropriate and within the guidelines. And then they'll just fire it off to like a big part of the platform, I think.
Okay.
And this is what could happen with your first video if it's good.
Did it happen to you already?
No. No.
I mean, you're on the way there. So you also mentioned that TikTok can be a great way to just start promoting some things on it.
Yeah, I think the way that most people use it is not generally to create an audience on TikTok, but more so to use the platform to reach new audiences and then convert that audience to like Instagram and YouTube. Like they just use it as, I think, free advertising.
Okay.
I think it's something like that. I don't think people generally want to build a TikTok page. They just want to empower their personal brand.
Yeah, but for example, if you mentioned that people were getting just popular on the platform, thus getting the benefits in the end, just because they're getting famous on the TikTok.
Yeah. So that's it. Like it just helps you get famous, but not necessarily. I don't think there are a lot of people that want to be known as a TikTok star.
Okay.
Like maybe right now because it's there's hype around the platform, but like I think in the end, like I think everyone wants to convert this audience to something that they actually want to do besides this, which is like being an like Instagram influencer or musician or.
But how is it different from being Instagram influencer, being TikTok influencer?
Well, because as you've seen, like the content on the platform is way different than the content on YouTube, and YouTube content is way different than content on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
but
there's different purposes for different platforms. So
yeah, but why being TikTok influencer is rates less, at least in your eyes, from what I understood, than being Instagram influencer or YouTube influencer?
Well, I think. Well, the first thing is just a general impression that people have about the platform, which is that it's like a super young platform with like a lot of young people on it, which is, I mean, it's fine. But I also think that the things that you can achieve with the platform, content-wise, and like content that is really like that is more complex, you know, like that has more value in some way. I think you're not able to do like as much of that on the platform itself, which you can do on Instagram. Like on Instagram, you can like curate your own whole. Like you can more curate your whole personal brand with certain pictures and video series and like shows, like podcasts or whatever. But on TikTok, it's just short form videos. So like the options on the platform are limited too. That's why I think that most people opt to other platforms.
And how long can be the video?
Between like I think it can be 3 seconds, but most videos are like up until 15 seconds. And then you can also select to do a video until 1 minute. Like you choose between 15 and 1, 15 seconds and 1 minute, but you can also do shorter.
Okay, got it.
But that's it, and then you can live stream.
You can live stream on TikTok. Okay, I mean, can work in the quarantine times.
Oh yeah, for sure does. I mean, I think TikTok got, this is a very wide range, but like between 100 and 300 million downloads in the App Store in the first quarter of 2020, which is a lot.
That's
if you compare it to Spotify with what is it, 160 million users,
something like this,
or
probably.
paid subscribers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Like that's a lot. Same goes for Netflix. Like Netflix is also around that range, right?
Yeah, it should be quite something like this. Okay. Well, Luca, thank you very much for your opinion.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
And just so everyone knows, it's kind of also an opinion because I'm not really an expert. It's just what I found.
My God, man, it's fine.
Trying
it's
to
clear.
save myself before I got teared apart.
It's hard to become an expert in 2 weeks, but you managed.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least we've been able to give people a brief insight into and some context on the platform.
Yeah, for sure.
So this was it.
That was it.
Cool. I hope everyone's very safe in their crib.
Yes. We are actually 1.5 meters distance from each other, just camera looking weird.
Yeah.
Don't forget about social distancing. Stay safe. Bye. Great.